I told him we should stay friends. He didn't argue, didn't try to change my mind. Instead, he simply vanished from my life before I even made it inside my apartment. It's strange how quickly someone can go from being a steady part of your world to becoming nothing but memory. One moment you're sharing open conversations, and the next, complete silence. If you've ever spoken with care, only to watch your words push someone away for good, you'll understand what I'm about to share. It all began innocently, like these things usually do. We weren't officially together, but we were far more than just friends. That undefined middle ground became our comfort zone. Late-night conversations stretching into the early hours, spontaneous texts, carefully curated playlists we made for each other, inside jokes only we understood, and weekends that started with simple "Are you free?" and ended with him staying over. Everything felt light, easy, like a melody I hadn't quite learned the words to yet. And maybe that was a problem. He came into my life while I was still piecing myself back together after a difficult breakup. My heart was fragile, stitched together just enough to function, but not fully healed. He didn't arrive with grand gestures or dramatic confessions. Instead, he was steady present, quietly showing up day after day, offering a sense of stability I hadn't realized I needed. But then came that inevitable moment, the one where someone begins to care more deeply while you're still learning how to breathe again. He never said it outright, but I could see in his eyes when I ramble on about nothing important. In the way he remembered the tiniest details I'd mentioned weeks before, and how he made space for all my flaws without ever trying to change me. And it terrified me. I knew he was ready to offer something real, something I wasn't sure I was capable of accepting. So out of fear, I blurted out the words I'd later regret. Maybe we should just stay friends. It wasn't rehearsed, and I didn't mean to hurt him. It just slipped out. We were sitting in his car, parked outside my apartment. He had just handed me a small snack, something I had casually mentioned craving days before. His kindness caught me off guard. I glanced at him, his expression warm and unassuming, completely unaware of the emotional weight I was about to drop between us. I tried to soften my words, thinking that speaking gently would somehow make the blow easier. He didn't react. He simply nodded, silent, and let me step out of the car. Standing by my front door, I fumbled with my keys, the cold air brushing against my skin, my hands trembling. Even as I opened the door, I was already second-guessing myself. A part of me wanted to turn around and say, "Wait, I'm scared, but I don't want to lose this." But I didn't. I went inside, collapsed on the couch, and instinctively reached for my phone. That's when the reality of my choice hit. I was blocked on Instagram. His number no longer worked on WhatsApp. My messages wouldn't deliver. Twitter unfollowed. In the blink of an eye, I was erased. At first, I was stunned. Then came the panic. And finally, the ache. A deep hollow ache that felt like guilt and loss tangled together and lodged in my chest. I hadn't expected him to cut me out so completely. I thought we might gradually drift apart, still checking on each other now and then, stay loosely connected. But he made sure there was nothing left to linger in. He didn't allow space for maybes or half-hearted connections. It was over. Completely. That hurt more than I had prepared for. For days, I tried convincing myself I had made the right decision. I told myself he deserved someone ready, someone who wasn't still broken. I reminded myself you can't force timing, that I wasn't whole enough to give him what he wanted. But each time I repeated those lines, they felt emptier. The truth was, I wasn't unsure about him. I was unsure about myself. He was everything I could have asked for, genuine, kind, steady. But I didn't know how to accept love that didn't ask me to shrink, change, or prove my worth. I was used to love being conditional, demanding. He didn't want any of that. He just wanted me. And I didn't know how to handle that kind of acceptance. So I pulled away, using the word friends as my shield. Silence, I've learned, can be louder than any argument. He didn't chase after me. No emotional messages, no angry words. Just nothing. And that nothing screamed louder than anything else. I won't pretend I haven't sat there, phone in hand, drafting messages I'll never send. Each one starting with, "Hey," and ending with me hitting delete. What do you even say to someone who took your words as the end rather than a pause? I've written countless unsent apologies in my head. I was scared. I used friendship as a way to hide my real feelings. I didn't trust that someone could love me without eventually hurting me. But those words stayed with me. Maybe he deserved someone stronger, someone who wouldn't destroy something just to realize too late how much it meant. The truth is, I miss him, not some idealized version, but him, the way he made everything feel a little less heavy, the way he listened like my words mattered, the way he saw me as enough even when I couldn't see it myself. I don't know if he'll ever think of me again. I don't even know if he'll ever see this. But if somehow he does, I hope he understands. I didn't suggest friendship because I didn't care. I said it because I cared more than I knew how to handle. And I was terrified. If you ever pushed someone away before your heart was ready, if you've hidden behind safe words to avoid the risk of real vulnerability, if you felt the silence being cut off and believed you somehow deserved it, I see you. We all stumble through love, afraid of our own hearts sometimes. What matters is what we learn when the quiet finally settles.